Traveling by plane often brings its own set of challenges and adventures. Over the years, I've developed a personal list of don'ts that help me maintain my sanity and some semblance of comfort while airborne. Here's my take on the 12 things I would never do on a flight, along with some links to products that always make the cut in my personal item bag. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Sherry, the founder of CruiseTipsTV.com, a website dedicated to helping you plan your dream vacation or cruise. You are invited to subscribe and, of course, tap that like button if you enjoy the info today. And be sure to stay until the end for some bonus flight tips. Number one, I avoid booking a window seat when traveling by myself. It may offer an exclusive view of the clouds and a place to rest your head, but a window seat when flying solo is a tactical error for me. Unless you have a bladder the size of a camel, inevitably you'll be performing that awkward, excuse me, pardon me, dance over a sleeping passenger's legs. To me, it's the airborne equivalent of choosing to park in a tight parking spot between two SUVs at the grocery store. No, thank you. So I'm an aisle seat girl nowadays. It's easier to get up, move around when I need to, and it makes me feel so much less claustrophobic. Number two, I'm always wary of putting my stuff in the seat pocket in front of me. Oh, the seat pocket, a mysterious abyss of old gum wrappers and decades old magazines. Instead of subjecting my belongings to whatever might be lurking in there, I opt for something like an airplane pocket. It's a handy invention that covers the tray table and the seat back pocket, and it protects my gadgets and my snacks from unseen germs. So I pop my phone, my Kindle, and my headphones in there on longer flights, and then I just pop it in the washing machine when I get home. Number three, I steer clear of storing my bag in an overhead compartment behind me. Ever played a game of human Tetris while trying to swim upstream against a packed aisle of airplane passengers? That is what getting your bag from an overhead bin behind you feels like during deplaning. Always aim for the bin space directly above you or even before your row, unless you fancy a mini workout, dodging elbows, and rolling suitcases. Number four, I will never be caught traveling without a phone charger. In today's tech dependent world, traveling without a charger is like forgetting your swimsuit on a beach vacay. It's pointless and it's frustrating. I always pack at least one extra charger, sometimes even a power bank, because a dead phone is my worst nightmare, especially when you've just spotted the perfect cloud shaped like your puppy outside. I'll link to a few of my favorite power banks in the description of this video and also pinned to the top of the comments. Number five, you won't find me using my tray table without wiping it down. Consider the tray table the Wild West of germs. If I have to use it on my flight, I give it a good wipe down with these handy alcohol-based wipes that are also safe to use on my hands. You can also take them to the restroom with you to open the door. I have seen what those tray tables have been used for, and trust me, they are not a place I want to rest my energy bar, or anything for that matter. Number six, when choosing my seat, I make sure I'm not sitting by a restroom. While proximity to the restroom might seem convenient, especially after a coffee binge, the cons far outweigh the temporary perks. The parade of passengers, the slamming door, not to mention the olfactory assaults, just no thank you. It's like choosing to sit next to a concert speaker. Might seem like a good idea until the show starts. Number seven, you won't find me using the sink in the restroom. Ever wash your hands in an airplane bathroom and wondered why your fingers still feel like sticky kids' candy? That's because the water quality is notoriously poor on an airplane. I stick to those hand sanitizing wipes that I mentioned before. They don't leave any sticky residue, and they're kind of like a personal force field against restroom microbes. Number eight, while I may have done this in my 20s, I'm not nowadays wearing socks only into the restroom. Walking into the restroom without shoes is just the airplane equivalent of walking into a public shower barefoot. No, wait, it's way worse than that. I always wear shoes in the lavatory, unless, of course, I want a cold, wet surprise and who knows what else from the restroom floor sticking to my socks. Just ew. Number 9, you're rarely going to find me deviating from my favorite airline. Staying loyal to one airline is like having a favorite coffee shop. They know your order, it's always good, and why risk a bad experience somewhere else for the same price? Plus, accumulating those points with one airline, it's like a financial investment that pays off with upgrades and free flights and other perks over time. Now, I live near DFW, so American Airlines is my line of choice, but do whatever works best for you. Number 10, I stopped booking the front row or the bulkhead. Yeah, it looks like VIP seating with all that legroom. It's so tempting, but to me, it's just a trap. There's no underseat storage, which means all of your items have to go overhead, and you're going to spend takeoff and landing staring longingly at your bag like it's the last cookie on the table, just out of reach. Plus, it can get icy cold up in those rows for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I usually avoid the bulkhead and opt for something just a few rows back. No matter the weather, I am not flying without a scarf or a warm layer. Airplanes are famously chilly. There's something about 35,000 feet turning the cabin into a refrigerator. I don't go anywhere without a scarf or a pashmina type wrap, which doubles as a stylish accessory and a mini cocoon of warmth. It's like bringing a little piece of home with you, except it's fashionably acceptable to wear in public. Now, these scarves also make great makeshift little pillows too, if you forget yours. Number 12, I have learned the hard way not to put loose items like jackets in the overhead bin. Every time a jacket is crammed into an overhead bin, a fashionista cries. Nah, not really, but it is pretty cringy. Keep your jackets close to you and crumple free by wearing them or tucking them under the seat in front of you. Better yet, if you can, roll them up nicely into your personal item bag to keep them clean, yet easy to access. This also ensures that you won't forget your jacket or sweater when you leave the plane because let's face it, post-flight brain is not the most reliable. Let's talk about those bonus tips. Now, here are 3 things we recommend you do on your flight. Number 1, stay hydrated. Cabin air has the moisture content of a desert. Load up on hydration. Your skin and your body will thank you. In addition to drinking water or liquid IV, remember your skin and your lips too. If you're on a long flight, you might want to pack some moisturizer for your hands and your face and lip balm. Next up, move around. To avoid that dreaded leg cramping or DVT, take a stroll down the aisle every couple hours. Just make sure it's not during the beverage service. And lastly, relax and enjoy. Whether you're catching up on your favorite downloaded show or getting lost in a good book, use this time to just relax. Remember, you're sitting above the clouds. How often does that happen? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We loved spending time with you and sharing these tips, and we'd love it if you would leave your favorite flight tips down in the comments. Be sure to check out our resources and our flight product recommendations in the description and pinned to the top of the comments as well. Until next time, friends, we'll see you in the friendly skies. Bye-bye.